Good evening. 各位晚安，谢谢各位来参加今晚的演讲。That's the extent of my Chinese, which is, thank you for coming. I'm Camilo Parra, board member of the Rice Design Alliance. On behalf of the RDA, I welcome you to the second lecture of our fall series, Chinese Architecture, which is made possible by a grant from the National Endowment for the Arts and in collaboration with the Rice School of Architecture, the Dallas Architecture Forum, the UT Austin School of Architecture, and the Chao Center for Asian Studies, and the Transnational China Project at the Baker Institute for Public Policy at Rice University. As always, we are grateful to the Museum of Fine Arts, Houston, for the use of this wonderful auditorium, and we would like to thank them for their continued support of our programs. We also want to thank the Rice School of Architecture and Dean Sarah Whiting for their continued support of our organization and mission. And thank you to tonight's pre-lecture reception sponsors, STOA, Texas Asia Society, and U.S.-China People's Friendship Association. Please also note the list of sponsors on the screen in front of you that have made this event possible, and join me in thanking them. As a courtesy to our speaker, please silence your cell phones and do not use flash photography. This series will continue through October 19, and each of the lectures will be traveling to Dallas and then to Austin. On Saturday, November 12th, the RDA annual gala will honor the Woodlands. This important fundraising event helps fund RDA programs and Site Magazine. For more information on all of RDA's future programs, please visit the RDA website on the World Wide Web at ricedesignalliance.org. And now I would like to introduce our speaker tonight, Pei Zhu. Born in Beijing, China, Pei Zhu founded Studio Pei Zhu in 2005, a platform for researching the relationship between Chinese philosophy and contemporary architecture, an experimental practice dealing with future and tradition. Pei Zhu is educated at Tsinghua University in Beijing and at University of California at Berkeley. Pei Zhu is one of the leading Chinese architects. He has won many important international designs, such as the Guggenheim Art Pavilion at Abu Dhabi, the Guggenheim Museum Beijing, the Control Center for Beijing Olympics 2008, and many others. He also has received many awards, such as the Art and Architecture Website Award of the 5 Greatest Architects Under 50 for this year, the Design Vanguard Award from the Architectural Record in 2007. He has given numerous lectures at Harvard University, Columbia University, MIT, to name a few. And he was recently exhibited at the Venice Biennale last year, 2010, for the Chinese Pavilion. 欢迎展示师徐北。
Thanks, Camilo. It's kind of an introduction. And also, I'm very honored to be invited by the Rice Design Alliance, to give a lecture and such wonderful design museum. Thank you. Thank you. My topic today is the nature-inspired design. I'm not going to, make presentation about the project detail. I'm going to talking about what is my design idea, how how our idea transformed into the project. The first slide I would like to show the Chinese painting. What can be learned from this painting? Obviously, is the nature and the arts. Look at this image. The majority of the painting is dominated by the mountain and water, but the very few, the little architecture is hiding in the inside of nature. So this is a, we call the Chinese painting. This is always the theme of the traditional Chinese painting. It's not only Chinese painting inspired by nature, but also like Chinese calligraphy, the Chinese the poetry, the dancing. It's a lot of the music as well. So that's cast most of the Chinese come from the a lot of Chinese the art come from the nature. For example, like a Chinese calligraphy. When it's Chinese calligraphy including 36 like the brass straw. Each straw can be described by the nature. For example, like a dot straw. When I was kids, when we practiced the Chinese calligraphy, you use the brush to draw the ink. When you draw the dot, you have to think about, in your mind, you have to imagine the dot straw more like the piece of rock falling from the sky. When you draw the horizontal straw, you must be imagination, that straw more like the 1,000 miles cloud floating above the earth. That can make your calligraphy more emotional, more energy, even very powerful. I think this is one very important the aspect for the Chinese culture. Definitely art is also very important for the Chinese culture too. Some people said Chinese culture is the culture of the art. I think this is quite the significant compared to the rest of the culture of this world. Confucianism belief, began with the poetry, set up with the ethic, conclusion with the music. So you can think about from the people's life, the beginning and to the end, the both is art. So art always, to be the people's cultivation. The art, when you're learning the art, it's not like people to be the artist. This is not goal. Actually, the art can really to form the great personality. So this cultivation always to be the important. This image I would like talking about, if Chinese culture is talking about nature and art, so what's where contemporary culture means? If I consider this glass of water to like architecture, this glass of water, where it's supposed to be. This image showed it's so beautiful. You feel the comfortable lunch water, but when the water in the desert, maybe you feel really unbalanced or sort of a danger, but actually it's so meaningful. You feel the contrast. This contrast is not only artistic abstraction, but also they have really the meaning, the benefit for the for the desert. So actually, the desert really need water as well. So I just want to make a few points before start my the project. It's first of all, the architecture definitely is art. It's nothing else. The architecture, we can get inspiration from nature, and also architecture, the position should be contemporary. This is three issues for for me. I just keep carry through all the my project design. So maybe right now we can start use the few project to demonstrate if art, nature, and the contemporary approach is going to be played important the role in in whole design process. This installation is happening last year. This is a Chinese pavilion. The reason I use this, the pavilion, actually I want to use a contemporary approach to connect with Chinese, the culture, what we just talking about, the artistic, conception. For example, this whole installation start from the, inspired from the calligraphy. We're just talking about the horizontal brush stroke, more like the thousands cloud floating above the earth. The overall installation is quite open. We pursued the lightness of the whole installation. And also we connect this installation into the Chinese garden. For example, this image if you're from the personal perspective, you can, we want to achieve the kind of lightness of the installation, like a piece of cloud, the floating above the side. So this is or the design and the rendering. This is after we finish our installation. I feel it's quite interesting, exactly like what I showing before, like one glass of water. Is to make very strong contrast between the surrounding side. This is I think this is in the Arsenale in the Venice. The surrounding by the huge industrial, the factory, all the warehouse, etc. But when people walk into this courtyard, you feel it's quite poetic. Since the installation is very light and also very transparent. The weather is so hot. When you saw this piece of installation, you feel more like ice. And also, they have very strong, contrast with really the rough surrounding, like factory, etc. And also, this installation also is quite formless. I think this is also demonstrate Chinese garden. Chinese garden, you really hard to feel they have a strong form, but when you get into the Chinese garden, you always feel quite open. It's not strong. There's no strong the structure inside, but you still feel something very dynamic, and then this spatial sequence is going to draw you to one space into another one. So I think this installation is also trying to catch up the sense of feeling, the lightness of the the feel, and also you can get inside of this installation more like you can experience Chinese garden. So I think this is if we recall the 3 points I made just beginning of my lecture, the art, art can make architecture more dynamic. You feel the architecture start to have the move to dialogue with the people. The second definitely is contemporary, is not to go back to the traditional the way to make to make a dialogue with the tradition. The second project, which is we finished by 2008. This guy actually is a very well-known Chinese artist. He made a solo exhibition in Guggenheim, and he has the one really old courtyard house in Beijing. This is my first time to work with artists. Before we start to make a renovation in his studio, we have long conversation. Before I start to design, I just want to actually test the artist and architecture, how we can working together. So this is a situation when we first time to work in this courtyard house. This is the beautiful side, but the beautiful configuration. But the condition more like this, you feel, falling apart, almost falling down. Everything is getting worse. This is most of the situation in Beijing courtyard house. Things I do have another courtyard house, but similar situation today. I think today is still like this situation. Oh, how I can go back? Okay, still like this situation. So this is the reason the most people Chinese start to move out. Things they like the place, they like the the location of this things. The culture house always be in the center of the city, but the problem is right now is really under really poor condition. So I come out the quite clear idea. I talked to Cai Guoqiang, and the first of all, we're going to try very hard to protect or protect the existing structure as much as we can. We're not going to be refurnished all the the traditional building. I think this is the first thing we try to freezing the memory. We let this building stay. It's not going to be falling down, but we're going to, to refine this building. At the same moment, we're going to introduce some really new structure into this courtyard house. For example, this is this courtyard house. Oh my God, really hard to get used. This is a laser pen.
It's at the top. No.
Oh, here's okay. Sorry. Sorry. So this is the entrance for the courtyard house. Only one piece we made a new structure, but the rest of we're going to stay, the structure. So this is the front courtyard, which is a new piece of structure going to replace this piece. This piece has been built during the earthquake. I think it's mid of in 1970. The new structure is here. We pretty much follow the existing structure profile and also start to abstract this piece of the new structure. And also we emphasize for example, the typology of the building. This piece building is abstract from the existing structure. For the Chinese building, always they use 3 bay to form the one we call the room. The 3 bay, 1 room, and also they have a lot, they have the pitch roof above. We basically just abstract, this typology into the new image. And also, this building can be changed face. They can slide in this gate in order to, protect from the sandstorm or, since Beijing is quite polluted. The building, they can be easily to clean up by themselves. At the same moment, the interesting is when you walk in after this finish, when you walk into this courtyard hall, you feel the space pretty much the same. And also you feel the courtyard getting a little bit bigger. The quite interesting, this building start to catch up the reflection, landscape reflection and the existing structure reflection. The glass as well, the interior. We have 2 major courtyard and also 2 rooms. I gave the 2 room the two themes. The first theme more like Chinese painting. The second theme more like three-dimensional the installation. The reason why things we want to create, contrast between the new building is quite contemporary. The second building is like a 2D Chinese painting, black white, and the three building. Maybe we can go into the three. The three building we exposure the old structure, create a lot of layer. For example, when you walk into this building, you're going to see the screen, and also you're going to see beyond skylight. And also wood structure, complete the exposure. That's make the building is, you feel is the spatial is quite richness. And also looking at the compare these two situations, basically we done nothing. We just clean up, and then we add some new window system. Yeah, I think this is a beautiful moment after the whole building is not, we not refurnish, but we just keep the texture. For example, we design the lighting. Yeah, even for the like all the detail, we just coating some transparency, the protected coating on the existing structure. So whole building, after build, you still can get a sense of a traditional building, but at the same moment you feel it's quite a contemporary atmosphere. So this is the interior. And also we made a very interesting, the curtain. I think this curtain is really good transformed the space from one space into another one. And also this here is used to be the wall of the property, and then we add some skylight. We can make a little like a tea house or like a small gallery. More, you feel more light. The texture from the brick, you can see the wall is start to telling the very interesting story. So you can reading the different size of the brick, which is this wall must be built maybe Republic, a lot of the city. The city wall brick, and also some the regular brick, and then we add some concrete brick, but we still keep the similar the scale. And also here used to be maybe window, but the red brick must be after 1949, for example. All the memory is still here. The courtyard house, it start to seeing something after, you're getting inside. You can feel the beautiful moment, landscape, the bamboo, and different, the different scale of the space. The interior, artist, the Cai Guoqiang, he asked me to design the furniture for him, but since for the architects were busy every day, and then I just recommend him just buy the IKEA furniture. We feel we feel very minimalism. I said maybe you'll use half year, maximum half year, and then I designed the new furniture for you. But this sounds like it take forever. But I think very interesting the things. When architects working with the artists, you have so many interesting the story. Even sometime before we start work on, and I set up. We have some agreement. First of all, the big idea we discuss together. Secondly, if we make decision, the artist cannot interrupt any, design. Sometime during the construction, he feels so nervous. His house just like, whole structure, just exposure here. And he feel, okay, this is maybe not right. I just found out, but he cannot see it. He just said, he asked the question, but he never said, this is wrong. So, but eventually we have very good result. I think this is quite beautiful. You know, we have a lot of party the inside of this courtyard after they finish. Maybe I need to run a little bit fast. Okay, this project is we was invited by Guggenheim Foundation in 2006, which is to participate the art district in Abu Dhabi. This is a Sayadi Island. They want to create some art district, and then they start to form the architects team. For example, the Guggenheim Museum designed by the Hungary, I don't know this guy, maybe this is Roundwell for the Louvre Museum. This is Zaha Hadid, the performance center, this Tatuando, etc. And also the Greg Lin and Hani Rashid. The few, the second, maybe a little bit young generation architects also making the experimental work through the whole district. We made some exhibition in Abu Dhabi after we finished our proposal. This is the exhibition, maybe it's still there. So maybe I just quick go through that. But the question is, you know, I'm the Chinese architect, but when you practice in the outside of China, maybe you feel very challenged. Maybe just actually I can imagine the foreign architects also, you know, doing the difficult work in China too. So we're struggling, you know, some ideas since we less know the culture of Gulf Coast city. So we make a lot of observation and research, but eventually we start from the weather. So in the Abu Dhabi area, the summer extremely hot, they need a shade. But winter, they quite cold, they need a sun. Actually, this is really hard to make work. But we found out very interesting the things. The local traditional town is really crowd each other. They protect each other. The small alley, like people and also like animal to work through. But the winter, they use the roof. All the roof connect together. They can share the path. So whole building, we just catch up to this idea, and then whole building became to the like floating the space, you know, providing the shading in summer, and also the winter, the people can stay the roof. So I think this is we have a lot of experimental the process, but eventually we feel doesn't matter, you know, where project located, you must be respect. You must be respect and knowing the local culture. Maybe the most people have been China many times. I don't know, maybe, but you're going to find out a lot of the building. You feel somehow it doesn't belong to the China, and also you feel disconnect with the culture, disconnect with the city, even disconnect with the, you know, the contemporary culture as well. So, yeah, this is overall the geometry making very, you know, very powerful shading and sunshine. I think similar idea I apply to the another museum. The Yue Minjun is another very important Chinese artist, and he want to build the museum in the Sichuan province. Actually, it's really suburbia area. It's beautiful landscape surrounding, but this is the artist's work. You know, this is his work. Basically, it's no thinking. You know, his painting is refused. You know, refused thinking. The people just laugh, no idea. But and then I try to make no idea design for him. So definitely that's my excuse, because when I travel from the Europe, come back to China, actually I don't have enough time. I quickly went to the side, just pick up some the pebble, the rock, and then this rock, we made we made a very interesting story for the city and artist. And this is his painting. I said, okay, you must be love this rock. No, this is a more right. This is his sculpture, but this is really like my studio. You know, I'm the oldest people in my studio. And most of it, like young kids, they in summer extremely hard, but we stay in the warehouse in Beijing, the center of the city, and you know sometimes the people just like this. We like a brainstorm. Then, yeah, I'm just joking. Some official, and I'm making a very interesting story. I said that's just you know, very interesting process for the design. But see, you know, beyond this joking, this cartoon presentation, actually I still try to make a point, which is the nature must be inspiration for the design. Actually, for the architects, you can save your time. You can sleep more. And also, probably you make more observation rather than creation. I feel definitely I'm talking about the creation, not talking about the architecture idea, which is I'm talking about the form. Right now, the architecture form became the fashion of the architecture. You know, a lot of people struggling, use computer to generate a crazy form, but actually, if you make the observation through the nature, everything must be there. And also, doesn't matter computer, how powerful, you know, but you never can have the chance to better the nature. And also, this design to showing the both attitude, which is the nature and also quite contemporary. We're making the image more like spaceship. So I think the story is the contrast played very interesting. The thing you feel somehow it's surreal, but and the same moment you feel okay. This still be the rock, belong to this side. Even the landscape design, actually we not try to making really the geometry or beautiful tree. We catch up the nature record. This is like water, the record. Sometimes rain season, the water going to be here. This whole rock more like boat. But sometimes the dry season, they go beyond here. But this is quite natural. We just frozen this memory into our landscape design. So the overall design more like the landscape design, you know, for both the building itself and also the surrounding. Yeah, just wrong. Okay. Okay. After we finish our design for the Yueminjun Museum, we take 2 years since the earthquake. And then government changed their mind. They want to on hold this project, and then they inform me, okay, we start construction, and then they change their mind again. The 2 years we did got a chance to build, and then we start to find another place. But definitely it's a difference, okay. But the difference I still want to realize a similar approach, more like a paper approach. This project located in Shenzhen. It's just, maybe some people have been to Shenzhen. This is just the property right on the infield of the ocean, which is along the ocean side, a lot of pebble landscape here. And then, things surrounding is a lot of commercial building, which is designed the museum, which is a design museum. It's quite a small museum. This is the interior. So this is today. That's almost finished. I think it's 90%. When I revisit our site, I feel something is quite interesting. First of all, I never have this expectation, the quality things. After we finish our design, we feel this is quite difficult to get on the high quality of the construction. But actually, I'm wrong. But when I have been inside, I feel this quality is very good. This guy actually, the Tom Quarens, who is the director of Guggenheim Foundation, he invited me to doing a lot of Guggenheim project. He going to make first show for this design museum. I think that can make the museum is more, live. The most of in China, the most of the museum basically they build only like shell. It's not like here, You're really hard to imagine. Almost anywhere have a lot of museum, especially after Olympic. At this moment, I'm working on 5 museums at the same time. So a lot of people invited me to doing the museum, but actually it's no program, no people to really know what is museum supposed to be. They just want to build a museum and then they make some statement to the people or to the society, to the world. We start to pay attention about culture. But architecture is not shell only. We made very interesting, very challengeable interior space. Maybe you can see. Maybe very difficult for the exhibition, but I believe is going to be providing another kind of the challenge or opportunity for the unique exhibition. This is the interior design. I think interior also quite nice. Once again, I start to test the idea, which is really light. The interior, you feel the space is no boundary, which is when you walk into here, just like this afternoon when Catherine walked along with me through the tunnel, I feel it's fantastic. It's a great tunnel. Things you really hard to feel the definition of the space. So I think that's exactly my idea. When we try very hard to make whole museum almost no boundary. But you can imagine with the object or when some object, design exhibit inside the space, you can feel the floating, more like cloud, more like, that sense of the poetic, the character, which is I think it's Chinese, the art always to pursue this kind of the feeling. So just before I come to here, we have another panel discussion organized by the Design Bond. The one official listening my presentation, he saw this. He said, okay, how about the Yue Minjun Museum? You're going to be changed. Things, this is actually is my clan. They also think about to build, that piece of rock too. This is we fit since our office space in Beijing, and also we work on a lot of renovation project. This is we can see this is the east gate of a Forbidden City, which is really center of the city. This existing the institution building built maybe like 70. After in 1990, most of our institutions looking for some more luxury office outside of the center. This building is left empty like 5 years, nobody used. And then we start to think about some the vertical culture idea to convert the big piece of the solid, the building into the more the transparency, and also create a lot of courtyard to reflecting the surrounding the courtyard house. But this courtyard became to the vertical. We start to make a lot of linkage with the surrounding. The building is quite solid and deep. We cut a lot of courtyard into the into the structure, and then the big the room, like this is a hotel. The room start to share, maybe few room can share the little the courtyard inside. This is our first design. When we make a presentation, our client really disappoint. Things they said, okay, we invite you, you just provide, you're just providing the, basically we have no model, but I talked to them, actually we build model. Actually we use the eyes to, or curtain. Really the process, the study model, but actually in China is the most of the client, they not, they don't understand why you doing the so rough model, for me. This is I think this project is must be really hard to see. I feel the most of the disappointing the project I never done before. I never done. Most of the project after I done is quite close to what I want, close to our design. But for this one, we struggling so many things. First of all, this is a small scale building, or client feel they can take care after you finish the design. We spend a lot of time to explore some new material like this. Material is like Chinese jade, translucent. We can make the whole hotel. It's really translucent like this, more close to the Chinese architecture. But eventually they select the difference, the manufacturer, the old quality is, it's no longer transparent anymore. So, and also they have so many reasons because of the bedding, and also because of the timing, etc. But I just feel, but the building's still there, still closed what we want. But through this, we learn a lot of lessons. We know you have to test your client first. You cannot doing all the job. So right now I'm basically I quite became to the smart. The most project I'm interview the client. So we have a conversation, we have very intermittent coffee time, and then you realize that this guy doesn't good, and then you have to walk away. So, or you're going to be, they really respect you from the beginning. They want to listening your concept. They want to listening some interesting or creative concept. But after they got concept, they got your idea. They said that's easy. I can become to the architect. I think our clients really want to be the architect. She can, basically she said, okay, this is quite easy. You have to follow me. I change your detail. Sometimes when I start by the construction side, I'm so frustrated. I yelling, and then he said, "Don't yelling. Actually, that's my design." So because she is my client, and then I think that's very benefit when you practice in China. You have to really learn a lot of things. You have to become this, smart, or you're going to be swallowed by the situation. Once again, it's not too far. This is a Blur Hotel I just showed before. The 2007, 2008. We have another chance to invite by the Guggenheim Foundation. They want to make a new Guggenheim Museum in Beijing, which is want to use this traditional property, which is which is a Ming Dynasty archive building. The existing building, the inside building is not a commercial gallery. And then our idea, basically I propose some the invisible museum idea, which is really hard to, even you build some structure inside this courtyard, but you feel it's quite light. This new structure is located beyond this wall. This is central courtyard. Beyond this wall is inside. There's a lot of really like architecture shell. They built a really rough temporary the garbage building during the earthquake. Right now, nobody here, but they became the storage. So we plan to clean up this courtyard, and then we made some the building. We not use the use the traditional approach. We make extremely the minimalism and also the strong contrast, but at the same moment you feel the intimate, you feel the really minimum the impact for the impact to the surrounding building. But this is unbuilt. After Olympic Game, this project was that. Once again, and the Guggenheim, the recently we work on another museum again, which is we start from here. Guggenheim Museum used to be here, and then we try to move to more closer to the Forbidden City. But I don't know what's the the future for this project. And the first concept after or first concept done, we have one exhibition, internal exhibition showing the Beijing official, the government official. The most people liked, but a lot of people hate. So, and right now we still work on some developing some of the detail. This is the Tai Miao, which is the Imperial Temple, just adjacent to the Forbidden City. Existing condition after in 1949, the Chairman Mao gave this Tai Miao to the worker labor union, which is more like we call cultural palace. It's a lot of workers have the training, the classroom, and also they use those temple, and also a lot of temporary building. Probably you can see this is a temporary building, the infill those two courtyards. Our idea is to start to reclean up those two courtyards, and then we make the building, the hiding behind this wall. We studied the visibility through the whole design process. We really carefully to settle down the scale, can be providing the maximum space for the contemporary art, and at the same moment this building is not impact to the historical building. This is if we tear down the wall, the whole building just like the piece of it's quite low building. From the Wumen, the front gate of the Forbidden City, you won't see the things or museum underneath of the protected by the wall. This is center courtyard. We proposed the Richard Serra, sculpture may be here. This is the new structure. You can see a little bit, but it's not very much. The concept idea is for the Chinese, the philosophy. Chinese philosophy thought the whole universe is like an ocean with 3 islands, and then we just making 3 buildings here. The reason we make so metaphor things we have to convince the government in order to they can accept, okay, this idea can be reinforced historical the thinking, historical maybe idea. So this once again, I used the 3 straw. Probably you can see this dot, this horizontal straw. And then we make the 3 building. Definitely this building a little bit crazy. We have 2 alternatives. Another one is really clean box, more like a Guggenheim Museum in Beijing. But, or the government pick up this one, they feel this is more, maybe they're right. Things initially we thought we need to use similar the scale, similar typology with the surrounding building, even more abstract. But after we present the 2 alternatives, they feel those alternatives more like a sculpture or piece of rock inside of courtyard. It's not competing with the existing the building anymore. So, and also the Tom Cruise also come out a lot of the exhibition program, for this big museum. Currently, another museum, we just finished our concept design. But the reason I use this example, since our idea just talking about just that straw, more like, I don't know if the Chinese here can reading this, very interesting to describe the dot straw more like the piece of rock falling from the sky. And then we just transform our calligraphy, the brush straw into the connect with rock. And then we, finish our design. So basically we're not struggling generate form. We just start from the, the calligraphy, the brush straw. This location inside of Wuhan University, the surrounding beautiful landscape, our idea is more like the small museum is going to be more like sculpture inside of landscape. It's not use the architecture, the approach to dealing with the surrounding building. Basically, we just use more object way, more sculpture the form to make dialogue with the surrounding. This is we just this design just proved we're going to work on the DD version. The inside we're providing a lot of the flexible program for the student. It's not only contemporary art museum. Basically, ground level just making the really magic black box, providing the multifunction the space for the student. More like or this museum just upstairs you can see one beautiful high seating space that must be really powerful when the big scale of the installation. So this is a whole the magic the black box. They can convert exhibition into the auditorium, and also they maybe even fashion, even like a motorcycle show. So this is an interior space. I'm not going to talking too much the drawing detail things. Today I just want to explain how we where our idea come from. How we transform our idea into the architecture, and then how we make this architecture start to dialogue the side, for example. I think this is another museum I just working on. This use a similar approach. This museum located in Shandong, Jinan. So the very well-known mountain is more like symbolic, and also Confucianism start from here too. So we start to transform and then into the brush straw. I did some brush straw and then into the building. So sometimes we feel we're not really careful about the form making. we let ourselves open and also freedom. So even we use a lot of computers to generate when we work on the design, but our energy or goal actually is not really to try to create something. We always inspired from the nature, from the Chinese art. That's, basically idea. So even the building skin, the window, we also use the brush stroke to transform into the design. The overall, the design more like a piece of a rock or like a mountain. We just sometimes we just abstract a mountain into the architecture. So this maybe I need a quick This section is showing the flexibility to the future museum. Art museum supposed to be. We have a big atrium, which can be multifunctional opening ceremony or whatever, and also we have a different scale of the space to providing the diversify the exhibition form. This is a central atrium. Definitely, we borrowed the sculpture from MoMA, but because the reason I use this sculpture again. Since I feel that our building is really dialogue with this structure. When when you use different sculpture, you feel very difficult. This is a typical museum space. Once again, we also create many diversify the scale of the space. The rest of the building, maybe I just really quick to once again to talking about our idea still inspired from nature. This is the tallest museum I'm working on right now, which is we catch up the moment, which is rock inside of a creek, and then you start to showing the idea, which is tallest, always talking about positive and negative, the bad, good, and black, white. So this whole building more like a mountain and water. So you can see the negative and you can see the positive, and then start to form the whole museum to close to the theme of the museum itself. It's really conceptual. Right now we work on a lot of conceptual level, just like what I said, maybe more than 5 museums I'm working on right now. This is we close to build another museum in Hangzhou, which is, I think, a similar idea. Maybe I don't need to see too much, but the overall design is try to catch up some poetic landscape, the approach. Maybe once again, another museum. Another museum. Since the time, I cannot see too much. My job, actually I come to here to make lecture. I have to, finish this design right after I go back. I have to make presentation. This is going to be biggest museum, just adjacent to the 79A, the one big factory, 270 meters long, 70 meters wide. That's going to be really, I think, a fantastic the contemporary art space in Beijing. So we're talking about the exhibition, we're talking about the creation, we're talking about the education program. How those programs can be really dialogue, mixed together. We're going to raising up the trust. So we not demolish the building. We just raising the trust. We add some tower. We create a lot of public space to mix together with the exhibition space. So the overall, the concept really generate program. So this is a renovation. It's no longer Yue Minjun Museum, the rock anymore. We're going to really focus on the program itself. This is also, I work with Tom Kearns. He going to come out some program. I'm going to come out some architecture. We're going to working very closely. Hopefully we can create some pattern for the museum in China. Just like what I criticized the situation in China, you build so many museums, but actually this museum is not museum basically they just making a space shell. It's no any program. So this is our idea, the folding. This is after we raising truss, this is more like, I don't know, Tate Modern, something like that. That even longer than even the big sculpture. This is a perfect, the 5 meters high, the museum space. This is another building we built 2007. It is the control center for the Olympic. I don't know if everybody can reading through this building, get inspiration from the nature. I don't know, but this is more inspired for the technology, information technology. But at the same moment, this overall strategy for this design, we want to make contrast with surrounding bird nest and the water cube. Those two buildings is so perfect and also so detailing. But when you visit those buildings, you still feel the gap between the original design and after construction. You feel the building is so rough. And then I realized this situation, since this building is quite close to the 2008 when we win the competition, we have to come out really smart. The simple strategy, which is just use rough material to build a rough building. But actually space, the program, we can make really precisely done to work with our user or client. So this building, the both sides is also played the negative and the positive. So east facade and the west facade just reversed. One transparent, one is total solid. Solid facing west against the sun inside of machine room, but the east side, they, looking down to the Olympic Park, and then we make transparent. So one facade we apply, actually twice in the one building, but the result is quite good. And also the one artist, New York artist, worked with me. We create the first piece of the media art right on the east facade. I think it's quite interesting. And then artists continue to use this idea to make her exhibition, I think, quite successful. They just start from this building things. She never worked on the media art before, but after we cooperation, she started really interesting to work with architects to making the building. Maybe we explore a different way to to test if architecture can be more, I don't know, more, maybe different approach or different character. Okay, this is maybe another building we finished, but but we never. This is called a published building, but I never published this building on the magazine. I don't know why, because thinks this is really fast track job. But the overall idea is quite anchored with the Pacific side. This area is in the inside of Third Ring Road, North Third Ring Road. If you have been Beijing, you must know the North Third Ring Road. No any identical building, almost like formal Soviet Union styles office and residential building. We feel those places more like island, more like somehow disconnect with the rest of Beijing. This building gave us the one opportunity to create the building. After we make renovation, this building, lot of terrace, lot of like a meeting room on the top, and also they reflecting the surrounding, like those building, and also the angle we exactly played, existing neighborhood. They have two angle to correspond with the Ring Road and also intersection. The building is very quick. We just make the shell. This is the renovation building. This is unbuilt. So it's maybe we just test so many ideas to how we can preserve the existing structure. Yeah, this is under construction right now. This is another art center in Ningbo. Another one, the things, the rice design, Alan is not on architects, right? Not that's including a lot of design. Well, I also, really, I work on the furniture right now. I also work on some industrial design. I was invited by the Swarovski crystal to, they have the theme. When you're making some design, you have to use the crystal. Once again, I have to, go back to the nature to find out some idea. This is the water drop, and this is a lotus. And then or play almost exactly as lotus with the water drop. Initially, I thought we should use the green glass with a crystal atop, but during the design process, I changed my mind. I feel maybe more like our installation in Venice. So I would like to create a piece of ice or water with bubble. You can feel the lotus with water drop, and also you also can feel the more abstract the process. So this lotus play we finished by in last year. We exhibited in Milan. Definitely, this photo is not very good, but the play itself is very interesting. It's so transparent, but you feel the light, the weight, very lightweight, and also somehow to work close to the architecture. So I love this, piece very much. So hopefully they can make money for me. So, because of the time, maybe I have to end up here. I do have something else, but I just feel, maybe this is more enough for me to demonstrate, which is the nature, the art, and also contemporary. I think it's three themes for me. I never change. Even I work on so many diversified projects, cultural, commercial, the industrial renovation, small scale, big scale, etc. But I think the three themes, I stay really focused based on the experimental approach. Hopefully someday, maybe traditional Chinese culture can make contribution for the contemporary design. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I spent too much time, maybe, sorry. Yeah. Sure, yeah. Anybody have a question? So, yeah.
On the buildings that you showed that have one large form, and the drawing seemed to suggest that the walls are structural, is there a consistent strategy for how you build those buildings?
I don't know which project you, which.
Those that are based on the stone, the pebbles.
Oh, you mean the already finished building, right?
Yeah, for example, are those concrete?
No. It's not. We use the steel structure, and then the finished material is stainless steel. The panel. Please.
May I ask another? How fast is your project development in a museum, typical museum project?
How?
Beginning, how fast?
You mean for the average for each museum, or?
For example, when you begin a project at one of those museums and it goes through construction, what do you think is the duration often? How long does it often take?
In China, or okay. So sometimes longer, sometimes short. Yeah. So sometimes take forever. I never finished or never got a build. But normally, I hate this situation for the to be the architects in China. Once they invite you to design, they must be very rush, or they stay here. Like the I call it Minsheng Museum, Art Museum, which is renovation. Actually, I start from the early of this year. I just work on 3 weeks, and then they said stopped. And then when they resume, they want to finish by next October. So I really don't know. 1 year, but I don't know. But hopefully, there's some people can help me to make some interesting strategy to make work. But yeah.
Thank you so much. It's a really, really fantastic job. My question is related to him. The average time that it takes you from conception to building. My question is, since you have to do them so fast, do you have a list of, engineers that would do it for you? Because you're doing it in different places. So you have like favorite engineers, or do they come from the specific place that you're? No, I'm not asking.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. I think this is most of a challenging part. Actually, we learn a lot of lesson. I have roughly the long-term cooperation design institute. For example, for the museum, I always work with Arab. Actually, it's the British engineering consultant. Like mechanical as well. But for the commercial building, I just work with local design institute. Definitely, we do have a long-term design institute in Beijing. So once you have the working experience, you're getting much easier. Or you have to go through again. You have to really to training or most of the time you're really frustrated. So that's not worth. Architect, you spend so much time actually you're not supposed to spend. So this is the reason the life getting worse. You're not supposed to doing that, but actually you're doing so many things more like a kindergarten teacher. Sometimes, yeah. Yes.
Single image for that, and it works really well in all the projects you showed, and it's most successful, obviously, either in connection to the traditional architecture or also these kind of pristine natural situations where it really heightens your experience of the surroundings. And you mentioned in the one fast track project on the 3rd Ring Road that that's a completely different setting where it becomes more like islands of disconnected context. So as Chinese cities become more like that, have you been thinking about kind of changing your strategy or how you're going to continue to adapt that strategy to different? It's more difficult.
Yeah. Maybe I can tell you a very unique experience. Actually, when I come back China, earlier the period, I really focus on the urban the strategy. But after a few years, I realized this is too difficult to make work. I think so many issues are going to be impacted. If you really work on for example, like urban design, you want to engage, just take forever, and also the most of time going to be waste things, so many things, the government official, everybody can come and then I start to change my strategy. I use more independent architecture is the start point. It's not to jump into the big scale of the urban planning. the things. So I basically walk away from the urban planning side. But I hope, you know, through the independent architecture, you also can achieve what's your urban thinking. Just, you know, through the different way. It's not like, you know, you have big idea and then you go to the small scale. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.